Hey everybody, Teddy J on crypto for growmybag.tv, and there is so much going on. There's almost always something going on, except for maybe Monday mornings. That's a slow day. So let's take care of administration. Thank you for support on the book. My book hit #1 in new releases yesterday. Actually, it hit #1 and #2 for the paperback and hardcover in new releases yesterday. So I was very happy. Thank you very much for that. We also have a lot of new members on YouTube, and I thank you very much for that. Members get answers. Just going to say, members get answers, and members also get access to all of my lives, which happen later on in the day, as well as, on Friday nights and sometimes over the weekends. So let's get into it. What do we have going on? So sometimes entrepreneurs need a loan. They normally would go to a bank, and now they want anonymity. Really? How are banks supposed to evaluate the value of your business, the potential of your business, if you remain anonymous? Unless you already have a track record, something there. And the Bank of Canada is saying that's going to cause great difficulty in that CBDC space, right? You want anonymity because of how CBDCs are operated. And I think that's the bigger problem that needs to get fixed in that space, right? CBDCs have very much of a big brother kind of look to them. So if a bank wants to lend money and they want to give it in CBDC, businesses are kind of like, yeah, nah, not feeling that. That's not the way to go. So yeah, they're focusing in on anonymity, but anonymity is not the problem. CBDC big brother stuff is the problem. So I think that needs to be reviewed before they can go any deeper. Now, you can tell when things are brewing. You can tell when things are going to have a positive change. You can see it, you can smell it, you can taste it. Well, here's proof of it. Paradigm is looking to raise a $750 million to $850 million crypto fund. And they're going to do it. And then that's going to lead exactly to a round of investment in crypto. I'm just saying, for all those naysayers that are saying, hey, Bitcoin is not a store of value. Crypto in general is not an asset class. That's what Goldman Sachs CIO was saying, Chief Investment Officer. And I sat there and I looked at that and I was kind of like, really? Is that really what you think? Even though they dabble in things on the side, it's starting to sound like Goldman Sachs is going the Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan route, where they're saying, hey, this is not what we do. This is not what we're all about, blah, 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 blah. But on the down low, getting involved in some stuff, right? Because they had gotten involved with some stuff with involving Polkadot, overseas. And I'm sitting there and I'm just looking at this and I'm just going, only pay attention to what's going on over here, but don't mind what we're doing back here. So again, when I look at new funds happening, because that's not the only new fund, right? When I look at new funds happening, because I want you to think about this. Coinbase, Circle, even Solana, Binance, they all have funds to get dApps, to get memes, to get activity on their platforms. How are you going to say that there's no value in the space? I'm trying to understand that. Unless you want the space to be held down so that you can go buy more and then go do what you're going to do. That's kind of how I look at it. It's worth more to an investment bank to say, we're not involved in that, while going out and getting in while it's low. You can't even be mad at the chess move. You just can't. But as an investor on the other side, I do have to pay attention to it. I do have to pay attention to what they say, how they say it, when they say it, where they say it, why they're saying it. I need to pay attention to all those things, because every now and then a little pearl will drop out. And I'm like, ooh, something shiny. Exactly. That little pearl means something. That's why I pay attention. That's why I listen. Now, everybody's freaking out about Bitcoin. And I sit back and just go, why are you flipping out? Me, Corey, a few of us, we know. A bunch of us know. We're not flipping out. This is a buying opportunity. At least in my book, it is a buying opportunity. If I can get my hands on more Bitcoin, yes. Abso-freaking-lutely. Speaking of which, you can join up on growmybag.tv to become a member there, and you can sign up to be a member on YouTube, right? On growmybag.tv, we might start selling different things, and you can sign up to be a member as, using a credit card, using PayPal, or even using crypto. Just saying, if you want to pay in crypto, we'd love it. Thank you very much. The community has been great. I mean, I've been seeing people in the community answer each other's questions and things like that. And that's what Grow My Bag is all about. Grow My Bag is an ecosystem, not just me on YouTube and me on this platform, me on that platform. We have our own. GrowMyBag.tv is a growing social media platform for people that want to grow their bag, whether it be personal, whether it be for their business. This is what we're doing so that we can share information and grow together. That's the whole idea. Build a community that builds itself. Awesome stuff, right? What's next? We're expecting significant regulation out of the US, UK, EU, and even China that can actually affect crypto. The kind of legislation, I don't know. Because the problem is that a lot of these countries are freaking out because they think that, or so far, my feeling is that they feel that crypto hampers fiat. And they have to rethink things. The problem with crypto is it's not owned by a single government entity on this planet. It's so harder to control. I mean, if you really think about it, the only thing that can bring Bitcoin truly down is us not using it. So imagine if all of the institutions owned all the Bitcoin. Then we just wouldn't care anymore. We would go off to another coin and they'd be left to their own devices, which is probably what they want anyway, but still, that's probably what would happen. And then you start realizing that, well, Bitcoin's not the fastest thing on the planet. It's one of the most secure, right? It's one of the most scarce, if not the most scarce. But does it scale well? Do the fees and all that other stuff? My point is that Bitcoin's not the only game in town. We should be looking at other coins, other opportunities. And what I like to look at is connective tissue, like Chainlink, the world's largest oracle, Pith network, second largest, supposedly better technology. I read up on it. It's supposedly faster, and I think it might be. But Chainlink has been around for a really long time. They've been integrated in so many different places. Pith would have a really long way to go to catch up to everything that Chainlink can do right now. But Chainlink is a part of the connective tissue. Pith is a part of the connective tissue. Chainlink has a swap, chain swap. There are a lot of things going on different platforms that you could be looking at. Right. I was listening to somebody earlier today, reading my notes, looking at messages, and somebody said, well, I'm in on a couple of these memes and I'm just waiting for them to go up a little bit and then I'm out. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not mad at you. If you know where you bought and you know where you have to be to pull that decent profit, do it. Not mad at you. Not mad at you at all. I hope you win. That's really what I wish. What's next up? Base. Base is not a tradable coin. It's not a tradable, token. It's just a platform. That's all it is. And because it's just a platform, you have to look at it. The way I look at it is it's Coinbase's way of keeping their finger in the pulse and being able to list new things that they think are going to be successful. So if you're on Base, we're watching you. Coinbase is watching you. Oh, you're starting to do well. Oh, maybe we can time when we're going to list you. See what I mean? So I'm paying attention to situations like that where, there are meme coins popping up, and I heard the funniest thing this morning about meme coins. Somebody said they were reviewing a coin for somebody and they said, oh, I don't know about this coin. It's all about hype. I almost fell out my chair. That's the whole point of a meme coin. It's all about the hype. There's no other use case for a meme coin. It's just a funny name, a cute name, a pretty name, a meaningful name. It's just about the name. There's nothing else going on about that meme coin. I'm not walking to a store and paying for something with that meme coin the way I can with, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, Polygon, Shiba Inu, Solana, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. That's not what I'm doing with a meme coin. So there is no use case. So the audacity of somebody to say, oh, this one is just all about hype. Yeah. So what it comes down to is the talk about a meme. If I can get somebody to say something about that meme, sometimes even something negative, the fact that you said something, because there's no such thing as bad publicity, that gets buzz. That buzz gets higher price because more people FOMO in. FOMO in, FOMO out, FOMO in, FOMO out. That's what they're trying to do. And then there was a rug pull earlier. I think it was a Solana coin. There was a rug pull for $400,000, $500,000. And I'm sitting back and I'm just going, yeah, be knowledgeable about what you're investing in. Don't just invest in things because other people are doing it. Like my mother used to say, oh, if that kid jumps off a bridge, you're going to jump off a bridge too? I remember one time I was being funny and I gave mom the wrong answer. Woo. My lips hurt for a little bit. Mom used to hit hard. But I learned my lesson. So I research everything to the hilt. I don't follow. I follow what I want to do. You might be doing something that interests me and I'll go do the research on it. I'm not going to get involved just because you're doing something. That's my point. Anyway, you know what we should do? We should get into the numbers. All right, let's start here. We've got a lot of economic data coming out this week. We have a lot of Fed speak coming out right now, but then we get payroll. We get payroll and jobless claims, and that's going to be something else. So, is that going to be something that's going to lead us toward, something else? Another piece of data that tells the Fed, hey, you don't have to raise rates in June, because that's really what happened on Friday. The news that we got, right, was, yeah, we don't have to rush and decrease rates in June. We should maintain a little bit. Yeah. And what's funny is Jamie Dimon said we should probably maintain the rates at the current rate for a little while. We should wait. And it's looking like, smelling like, feeling like that's exactly what's going to happen. It really does. Fear and greed index took a dive. Of course it did. Right? It's at 71. It's at 79 yesterday. Yeah, of course it took a dive. Will it take another dive? I don't know. Let's go look at more numbers. So DeFi Llama, we came down to $120 billion in, total value locked. Look at that. We had a big dip and then we came back, and a little dip, probably come back. But here's what I wanted to point out. Look at this. Look at where you are. Look at where you are. You're above that red, that blue line, that blue band that I have right here between 57,686 and 63,714. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. We're operating in a much higher space. But I will say, when you look at this, that was a nice pump up. We hit a certain point, we came down, then we dropped, and then we're waiting again. That's consolidation. That's consolidation between here and here. That's a very narrow strip for consolidation. Very narrow strip. So when I look at that, I'm kind of like, yeah, we're probably going to go up again very soon. I mean, in a couple of pages, you're going to see we're probably only 18 days away from from the having. Just saying, scarcity is going to drive things, and then later on in the year, you're going to have more macro events that are going to affect the market positively. Those rate decreases, liquidity entering the market, boom. I think it's going to be a great freaking Christmas. So you're looking at the coins that are up. Yeah, Player's up. Don't play with that. Jupiter's up. Okay. Near is up. Injective. Okay, that's cool. Nothing crazy. At 65. I remember when at 65 before, everybody was like, oh my God, we're at 65. Isn't this great? Now we're at 65 and it's like, oh man, we're at 65. Cut that crap out. Just cut it out. Cut it out. Look at that. Having event 17 days. Oh, 16 days. My bad. Just because of the calculations. 16 days away. 16 days. But when I look at these numbers, Solana's moving not too shabbily. Solana's moving, BNB is moving, right? They're bouncing back and forth, bunny hopping each other because they're right there on top of each other. Now you know why Binance opened up that new fund to get memes on BNB chain. This is why. They don't want to lose that spot. Now they're trying to wake up and fight. XRP not doing well this year, like at all, not in the slightest. Down year to date 5.18%. It's going to be a minute before they wake up, but they are trying to reach out to dApps. They are trying to reach out to developers to get more going on from a more retail perspective on that chain. So cool. Doge up 103% year to date. That's actually pretty cool. That's very cool. Avalanche not all too well, but actually not all that bad either. Anything positive year to date, I'm happy with. Look at Shiba Inu, 160%. Everybody's still sleeping on Shiba Inu, and I sit there, why are you sleeping on Shiba Inu? Why are you sleeping on Shiba Inu? They've got a rock solid roadmap. They've been delivering against their roadmap. I'm just saying, and look at that percentage up. So you have things that are higher than them in terms of you return at the moment, but then you sit back and you look at this and you kind of go, but year to date they're 160. Toncoin only 119. Doge only 104. By the way, not double digits for Ethereum and Bitcoin, right? Double digits. Same thing for Solana, double digits. This is why I tell you, pay attention across the line. Pay attention across the whole line so you can see what the numbers are like. What kind of feel are you getting? What are the highs? What are lows? What are peaks and valleys? Start to understand the story. Are they building momentum, losing momentum? Then you can compare that to their peers within a given space, like DPINs, decentralized physical infrastructure networks. You can actually look at that space and say, well, who's up, who's down? Why are they up? Why are they down? So you go from macro to macro within a specific space, which is a little bit more micro. Then you can go even more micro when it comes down to that specific project. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you love what I'm doing. Again, if you like what I'm doing, drop me a note. I love hearing from you guys. If you have a critique about what I could be doing better, let me know. I love hearing about that as well. Critique, not criticism, critique. A critique is meant to help, and I love help. If you want to buy the book, that'd be great. Hit me up on Amazon. The link is also going to be, below here. It's called Crypto Foundations for Building Multi-Generational Wealth. Because most people out here are playing around in the crypto space and losing their shirts because they don't have that foundational knowledge to make good and sound decisions. And I'm trying to put that in the book. And there's more coming. There's absolutely more coming. Anyway, I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.